Good afternoon or good night, really, my friends. Good evening, whatever. Day is 100 days of strength for men, but honestly, again, this is pretty much for anybody because these don't really relate to sex. And so, day 3 is anger, something that I 100% have dealt with quite a lot recently while being sober and finding my way, finding myself, and learning how to handle my emotions and express my emotions without bottling them up, without blowing up on people, and without choosing to be mean or saying things to try to hurt others through anger just because someone may hurt you. And so anger, human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. James 1:20. And so today's passage or story is getting angry with people is pretty common. Anger is not necessarily the issue. How we control our anger or manage it is what's impressive. James is not telling us not to be angry. He's encouraging us to consider our anger and how it affects us as individuals and the people we love. Think about a moment when you got angry with someone recently. Were you able to express your anger in love? You can tell someone that a particular situation made you upset. They need to know that. They also need to know why that situation made you upset. Then take time to consider how anger can affect you and your relationships. Does your anger change the way you feel about the person you are angry with? And so for me, I can think of a few moments, especially recently. One of them, 3 days, 4 days into being sober from weed. You know, I've smoked for 14 years and have covered up my emotions, my anger, my hatred, my trauma, my resentment, so many things for 14 years, and used weed to temporarily feel better. And then anytime I felt anger or hate or frustration or even feeling like I need to smoke just to be happy, I always resorted back to smoking weed. And people think weed is just weed, but I'm telling you it's not. It has serious long-term side effects when you become an addict. Weed is no different than any other drug. It will affect how you feel, how you express your emotions, and make you less of the person that you know you should be, whether you're willing to admit it or not. And so 3 or 4 days into being sober, it was something so simple about an Amazon package that's my responsibility to ship out. But because I wasn't clear on telling my mother that they need to be shipped out the next day, for some reason it bothered me and made me really mad. Now and instantly, you know, I'm feeling like I need to get all these packages or whatever to the post office and all this stuff. And within 30 minutes, I go from nothing even happening to being aware of the package to blowing up on my mom so bad to where, you know, I'm yelling, slam a door, and speed off in a car to go drop these packages off. And I don't even make it out the neighborhood before I'm starting to contemplate and think and wonder, why do I have so much hatred? Why am I so mad? Why am I treating people that I love so badly? And so I thought about it the entire time to and from the post office. And as soon as I got back, the first thing I did, which is what any man should do, is apologize when you know you are wrong. And I knew I was wrong from the second I started getting mad, to the ultimate blow up, to finally getting home and doing my best to make it right. And I'm happy to say I haven't gotten angry at my mom since. I don't want to. And if I do, I want to be able to express it in a kindly manner and let people understand without bottling it up or without blowing up or having these crazy moments. And so I got home, I apologized. I instantly told her I'm in the wrong. I don't know what I'm dealing with right now, but I am sorry. And we ultimately talked it out, had some cries, had some hugs, and all is good. But in the past, and she even mentioned that you know, and I know that I'm guilty of this. Normally, I would just let time pass and try to let time heal it instead of actually addressing the issue. And then ultimately, the same thing happens recently. Actually, yesterday or today, you know, I made a few videos and I ended up remaking that video 2 different times for my roommate for things that I had been bottling up, and they were causing resentment and causing anger. And ultimately, I make the video, you know, in a nicer form, even though it was still harsh. He listens, he watches it. Then afterwards we talk, and now we are on the right path. And we talked very calmly, very like as brothers, as best friends should, because I've known him for over a decade and he's also my roommate and stuff. And we have to learn to live with each other and love each other and grow together. That's the whole point of friends. If you're not growing with your friends, then what is the point? And so we talk about it, and it was a much easier way, especially while I'm trying to find myself, to get everything out on the table and then be able to act on it and talk about it and then start to move forward in the best way possible while growing together, but also becoming a person that when you're angry, you're able to express it in that moment. And that's something that I've always struggled with, always. Being able to say when something bothers me, or ask for an apology, or apologize when I'm in the wrong. Because for whatever reason, well, for the reason of smoking weed, it has made me a lesser version of who I know I'm meant to be and who Jesus Christ wants me to be. And so use this as a lesson from me that when you are using external forces, especially chemical and mind-altering substances, only bad things can come from you holding in your anger. You need to learn to release it in a positive and proper way. And even if that positive way, like let's say you're so angry you want to hit something, you need to be able to punch a pillow or scream into a pillow or have, you know, like a training dummy that you can go punch, which we happen to have outside. Take your anger out on something that is not going to affect the people you care about. So then maybe you're able to actually look back, reflect, and understand why you're angry and what is making you angry, and then talk about it with those people. Because what is the purpose of life if you're living life alone and you have no one to care about and no one that cares about you, because you always push them away because you're known as a hothead, because you're known as someone that has a temper? That is not a proper way to live life. So to end this, we have a prayer. God, help me in my anger. Develop in me patience and self-control so I can still show love to others when I am angry. God bless you. I hope that these videos are helping in some way or form and adding value to those who watch it. Ego is not the way. Jesus Christ is the way, and having someone and something to believe in, no matter how dark the times get, is what we all need. And Jesus Christ and God will be your Savior. Hope everyone has a great night, and we will see you for day 4. Love y'all.